Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Another fortnight, another book haul. Before we start, I'd just like to introduce myself because subscriptions have been ticking over very nicely, so there might be a few new people watching this, but I'm Kenny Howes. I've been doing YouTube videos for many years now. Latterly, last 3 or 4, been mainly science fiction related videos because that's my current passion, if you like. Prior to that, I did a lot of videos about various collectibles, films, video games, steelbooks, comics, magazines. There's even one there about Nerf guns. So yeah, a very wide variety of stuff I used to cover. So, you know, if you're interested in any sort of collectibles, have a look at the back catalogue and you might find something there of interest. Thank you. So, straight on to the current finds. Okay, first one is an interesting one. I don't collect hardbacks as such, but I spotted this in a charity shop for £2 and I couldn't leave it behind. It's a book club version of the first 3 Dune books. First time they've been published together in one book. It's from 1979. Now, apart from the fact it was cheap and I couldn't leave it behind, I'm a big fan of the original Dune novel. I read it over 55 years ago now, and it's still, after all this time, it's still in my top 3 favourite novels. So, yeah. So yeah, that was a nice one for a couple of quid. So that was good. Now, full disclosure, I've become something of a DAW books obsessive because of my my project to try and collect all 580 of the yellow spines. I seem to spend all my time just looking everywhere for DAW books. And you know, we're cracking along quite nicely, but still got a long way to go. So most of the books you'll see today are DAW books, which I was very happy to get my hands on in bulk, if you like. But the odd paperback that wasn't a DAW book was this one, Flashing Swords, number 5. Now I've had numbers 1 to 4 for donkey's years now, and I've always been looking about for an American version of number 5 because all mine are. And finally, I managed to get one. It's just an anthology of swords and sorcery stories mainly. We have Lynn Carter, Roger Zelazny, C.J. Cherry, Tansley, just fantasy and swords and sorcery. I'm not a big fan of fantasy as such, but I do like swords and sorcery. So yeah, very happy with that one. So now we're on to the doors. Now I bought these in 2 batches. One off a guy who had a lot advertised on YouTube. Unfortunately, I have most of them, except for about 13, I think it is. I've got here, and I contacted him and said, "Would you split out the 13 I need?" He said, well, you know, a few of them are part of full sets. But in the end, he agreed to let me have the individual books. So he actually split up full sets for me, which I thought was very reasonable of him. And so I ended up with about 13 from this chap. I bought from him before, so maybe that's why he was so kind, if you like, to me. So the first is another one of the humorous books. Now, I only need 4 of these to complete the run of humorous books, and there's quite a few of them, 29. And I managed to get all 4 from him that I needed. This is number 299. It's fading there. And when I sort of look at these books, I tend to look at the spines as the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, the good ones are the bright yellow ones. The bad ones are the ones that are, particularly faded. And unfortunately, I mean, that's not too bad. It's still, you can still see the yellow there. But unfortunately, if they're really spine faded, they go this horrible grey colour. And they're the ones that I categorise as bad. But you can't be fussy with DAW books because they're getting so hard to find, as I've said before. And the bad ones are the ones with really rough spines. I'll show you a couple later on that fall into that category. But anyway, yeah, that was the first one, Humorist 18. And then we have the last 3 of the series, all of which I needed. There's a nice cover. Let's have a look, peeky. See who did that one. Michael Mariano, not familiar. But, yeah, I mean that one's slightly off, but nothing to complain about at all. That one is the next number 28. Malame. Yeah, I mean these are for later books. The quality of the art did depreciate in later books, but that one's by Vincent DeFate, who's quite a well-known SF and fantasy artist. That was number 534. That's a very late one. And as you can see, that's the proper yellow spines. That's the good, as I would term it. That's the last one in the series. As I say, that gives me a complete run of the Humorist books. That one is 565, so getting towards the end of the life of the yellow spines. Not so keen on that cover, but you see that's how they were sold, in that sort of bright yellow. That's how you got them when you bought them from the shop, and I mean that's just as you would have bought it from the shop. It's in absolutely mint. I mean these books I bought from this guy, they only worked out about £4 each, post paid. So at that price I was delighted because it's very unusual to pick up DAWs that cheap. And of course, if you buy them singly, you've got the £3 postage to pay on top of that. So yeah, I was pleased. Right, now these are most of the link carters I needed. That's one of the Eric Carstairs book. The lovely Josh Kirby cover. That's 451. I think I have all of the Eric Carstairs books now. Let's say it's a lovely, slightly off, but you couldn't tell really, unless you stood it against a real minty one, and that was doing them out of order here. That's the other Eric Carstairs I needed. That one's a bit earlier, 362. Interesting cover. I believe that's Josh Kirby. I'll just have a little look. Yeah, Josh Kirby. Great artist, love him. Yeah, again, quite a decent spine on it. And then the other one was the World's End series. I think I still need one of those, but still a nice one to get. I'll say these, for £4, these are in sort of excellent condition. I think I bought this one. I didn't get this one off the guy. I bought this singly, but it's the other horror stories that I needed to complete the run from 1 to 10. I still need 11. That's number 250. Nice cover. These were all done by Michael Whelan, all the horror stories. But they are hard to find. And that one was very reasonable. I can't remember quite how much, 10 or something. But I mean, typically these are about 25 quid each. And I'm glad I got them because it's going to save me a lot of grief later on. The spine is lovely as well. So yeah, absolutely delighted with that one. And then going back to the stuff I bought off the guy. Variants of Battle Dark Over. I didn't realise there were so many of these Dark Over books. Again, you know, it's in lovely condition. I've got a million of these Dark Over books, so I didn't realise there were so many. I wonder who did that cover. Richard Cox, I think it is. So there's another one. Now that's a lovely Don Mates cover. I needn't bother to look that one up because I know that guy. He's one of my favourite SF and fantasy artists. He does some wonderful work. I mean, that's absolutely beautiful. Get a closer look. That tree's amazing, isn't it? But yeah, I love this guy, and that's the colour you want. That's good. Again, in almost mint condition, a little bit of rubbing up there, but obviously where a price sticker was. But yeah, I think, you know, I must have most of these Dark Overs now. I've got a million of them, as I say. There's another one, Zendara House. Horrible cover, that. I don't know who the heck did that, but it's foul. Hannah M.G. Shapiro. Looks like digital art, doesn't it? Ugh. It's one of the later ones, so it probably was. But no, don't like that at all. So it's a thick book. A little bit of fading, but again in just lovely condition. I was over the moon with these, like, I must admit. Guess what? More Dark Over. Again with another horrible cover. But the book itself is near mint, apart from that little bit of problem up there, so VG plus maybe. But still good. And finally from the guy, another horrible cover, and yet another Dark Over. Hawk Mistress. It's $4.95. Acceptable spine, very nice, and you know, for a big thick book that isn't very nice. I think these run red. I mean, there's no sign of any crease on the spine, so these must have come out of somebody's collection there. I mean, of all that lot, there's not one crease to show that any of them might have been red. Right, now the second batch I got from a different source. These are not in quite as good shape, but you know, I'll take anything in reasonable shape. I'm trying to get the first 100 of these. It's a matter of urgency, because those are the ones that I remember. Right, then we have number 25 there, John Brunner. Entry 12 when. It's quite unusual cover. I mean, there were some great artists on the first 100. Jack Gorn. Looks a bit like the Silver Surfer of the comics. What was that one? It's a bit faded, but nothing that worries me too much. And then, yeah, this one's a bit tricky to find. The early Gore novel. I You know, I've got all of these bar a couple now. I mean, as you can see up there, they were annual, and there's quite a few of them. And that one has been red, but it's still in what I would call reasonable shape, and the spine's not too bad at all. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that condition. Oh look, wowie, another dark over novel. That's in nice condition spine-wise. How many the heck of these were there? That's number 292 anyway. Yeah, interesting cover. Yeah, my old mate, Michael Whelan. And not instantly recognisable as him, but certainly very nice. And I thought I actually had this one marked up on, I keep a list of my books at Goodreads, and this was marked up as one I had, but I haven't, so I've obviously done something silly there. That's the classic yellow spine, bright. So that one doesn't look as though it's been red at all. Right, now this is what I would call the bad. That's how the spines go when they get a bit more sun bleached. And it looks horrible, you know, that grey effect. I mean, you can see a little bit of the yellow peeking through there. I mean, I've seen worse. But it's a tricky book, that one, so, and it's in good shape apart from that. So I wasn't too bothered. It's an earlyish one, 244. These best of books, which DAW did quite a lot of in the earlier days, they're not the easiest to find. This one shows a little bit of signs of wear, but Stableford books are always a little bit more tricky to find. It's a late one, 492. Not too bad. But just a bit of wear on the back. I might be able to clean that up with some polish. Right, now this is a good example of the bad. I've had 3 Ron Goulart books from the same place, and they've all got this. I'll show you in a minute. It's a nice Josh Kirby cover, but somebody, I don't know what has happened to that spine. I don't know where all that sort of greasy looking stuff. I mean, I managed to buff it up a little bit, and it's just about acceptable for my shelves. I mean, it's just a placeholder really. Yeah, I don't know how that's happened. I mean, the book's not in bad shape apart from that. But yeah, that's one I'll be looking to replace. Right, now this is a lovely one. It's number 345, Heller's Leap. A lovely spine, and in absolutely mint condition. We did that artwork there, that's quite nice. Oh, in actual fact, it's signed as well. I assume that's authentic. Now, I come to think of it, I think it was advertised as signed, but it wasn't any dearer for having been signed. Tony Roberts, the cover, I'm not familiar. So yeah, nice signed copy as a bonus. Right, here's somebody popular. Tenth Lee. Quite a nice cover. Is it Michael Whelan? I believe so. No, it's Gino D'Achille, if that's the right pronunciation. Again, no, it's an early-ish one, 276, but lovely spine. And not too bad, apart from a bit of stain in there, which I might be able to shift. That one, no, that one is actually covered in something. It's some sort of plasticky cover there, but doesn't take anything away from the book, so I'm quite happy to keep that one. Now here's, don't know this guy, Anson Dibble, 296. Quite a nice cover there. Now that might be Michael Whelan. Let's see if I can get one right for a change. No, it's Gino Daquila again. Lovely spine and in very good nick. Now, unusually, this is the only book I've seen. There are a couple with you know, that little thing in the corner there where they give you the collector's number. I've seen a couple in white, but I've never seen a one in red before. So I don't know what the reason was for that, but it's unusual for all of that. And here we have an author I don't care for, C.J. Cherry, with an H on the end. Don't like the cover. That one's been read maybe once or twice, but apart from that, not bad. Not bad. It's got a nice yellow spine. And this one is, I think I have the other two, Magira 3, Messengers of Darkness. Some of the later books insisted on going for this little sort of picture on the front, art on the front with a big sort of frame around it, which kind of takes away from the art somewhat. But yeah, pretty decent shape. Now this one, this is the other Goulart I mentioned to you earlier. Nice Josh Kirby cover. And then we get to that. I mean, how the heck do you get a book in that condition? I mean, there's a certain threshold below which I won't accept a book for the shelves, and that's it. I mean, I'll keep it as a placeholder because it's got that nice Josh Kirby cover. Very nice Josh Kirby cover. I mean, I'll include it in my list, but that is purely a placeholder. It's not going up on the shelf in that condition. So, yeah, folks. Okay, so that was a book haul for the last fortnight. I've got some more DAWs coming, so I'll definitely have something to show you next time. Until then, keep watching, keep subscribing. As usual, I'll plead for more comments. I mean, I read every comment that comes in and I reply to them all as well. So if you feel moved to make a comment or whatever, I'll be pleased to hear from you. And I don't know what's coming up next, but I will see you very shortly. Bye-bye now.